It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Move to Mexico, they said. It'll be fun, they said. And then I moved a little bit to Latvia. I'm going back to Mexico, though. It's getting a little bit too cold here for my liking, just like Canada. So I'm used to it. I don't really have my change of clothes from the Canadian winters with me everywhere I go because I've been traveling all over the world lately. But yeah, this is definitely something I can handle. You can see the sun's out today. It's beautiful. So I just wanted to start with a story of how the people who rule you take advantage of sort of your natural design. And this group that we're dealing with, this is old hat for them. This is an old plan. For example, this group is very well known to measure the stars. And there's reasons for that. They're always looking for this one change in astronomical structure that signals there's some big stuff coming our way. That's what Stonehenge is about. That's what all these megaliths are about. They're always watching the stars. Now, when they would watch the stars, they would figure out things like the solar eclipse, where the sun is going to be blotted out for a very short amount of time. And it happens, I'm not too sure the patterns or the cycles, but we all know about these eclipses. So what they would do, this group, and this is where they got the mathematics from. And basically, I've talked about this before. They used to just basically stick a big stone rod or an obelisk in the ground and then observe stars as they revolved around the obelisk at night at different times, different days. And through that, they could see the movements and they could start manufacturing mathematical equations, etc., etc. But on the way to those, because mathematics is the language of the universe. So you can figure out actually what the universe is saying and all its formulas through looking at the stars. But as they were looking at the stars, they would know that these eclipses would happen on regular intervals. So what they would do is they keep that information to themselves. And that's why they would call themselves sort of secret societies. They keep all this information secret from the common person. And then when the solar eclipse would come about, they would announce themselves as sort of the high priests in the robes. That's why they call it the Brotherhood. They'd have the hoods. That's why all those creepy movies, like Eyes Wide Shut, everybody's got hoods. The Brotherhood. And they would say to the common people, look, if you don't do what I say, I'm gonna cast a spell and I'm gonna darken the sun on this date next week. And of course everybody would say, oh, you don't have the power to do that. And they don't. Of course they don't have the power to blot out the sun. But like good stage magicians, it's not about actually what you can really do. It's about what you can appear to really do. And so they knew, these magicians of old would know that the eclipse was coming, and they would basically blackmail and bribe and distort the truth and say, give me your daughters, give me your gold, give me your corn, give me your vegetables, give me your land, just, give me stuff. Because all these things are about the same. All these agendas are about the same thing. It's about theft. It's always been about theft. It's about a group of lazy people who dumb down the population and hold secrets for themselves in order to tip the balance of power in their favor so that they don't have to work, so they don't have to produce value. For them, it's always about theft. So at that point, in the week coming up to the eclipse, everybody would say what you would say. That's bullshit. You're not going to be able to blot out the sun. I don't believe you. You guys are crazy. And then bingo, bango, bongo, there's a solar eclipse because these guys have studied the stars for thousands of years and know the timeline of the eclipses. Everybody shits their collective pants and then you get the fear. Now, the fear is an emotion. And when you're emotional, that's why they have all the emoji cons on your social media, because it keeps your brain in an emotional state. They're very smart people, same people then, same people now. And so fear is a big emotion. And if they can keep the population emotional, if you haven't noticed, the woke left bases all their decisions on emotions. Crying, who yells the loudest, stomping their feet like children. Children are very emotional. That's also why they keep most humans today in an infantilized state. And there's many other reasons why they make sure adults never grow up. But so the fear would rip through the nervous system, causing a change in brain function. And that change in brain function is what makes people more compliant to do what they're told. So fear used back then, fear used today, knowledge used back then, knowledge used today, and they take advantage of you in the same ways today. So they study the human metabolism, and they know, for example, your natural design is basically you're a pack animal. You long for group acceptance. You want to be with the group. You want to be with the larger group. You want to feel safe, and there's safety in numbers. Two's a crowd, and it's better than being alone. So all their psychological operations in this day and age are about coercion and modification and manipulation of group pressure. And they'll get on your TV screen. Before, they used to have to gather people at the town square or the town pyramid where they did the sacrifices, but they would just gather people. Now they just use the TV and say, the big group is doing this, the majority is doing this, 55% of the people took the experimental shot, so maybe you should, because that's more than half. And if you don't do what the group's doing, you're in the minority and you're less safe. So if you need more information like this, get on my private email system, email me personally at info@jchristoff.com. I'll teach you about the human mind and how to thrive in what's coming ahead. This is Jason Christoff, live from Latvia. Thank you.